As a woman playing the part, there's an intimacy that women bring to certain characters, whether they are female roles, whether they're male roles, whether they're sprightly fairies in Midsummer. There is this intimacy and this connection that women innately have with other people, and relationships become a little closer. We are not as pulled back in our ability to just reach out and put our hands on someone's shoulder and find those relationships.
And I think it gets straight to the heart of what the play is about, which are relationships.
I don't know, I think that it's cool, and I think that it'll be something that audiences have not seen before in a very good way.
Why should people see this Hamlet in particular is Titan's shows are known for their clarity and their drive, and I think this one is going to be a definitive example of that. If you haven't seen a Titan show before, this is the one to see.
That's easy, chemistry. I think this particular cast is really good about not necessarily being entirely interested in purely good or purely evil, but sort of in that sort of gray, not so sexy in between, like the morally ambiguous.
We're not hiding behind any gimmicks or any really crazy concepts. You're seeing true people under circumstances, and it's just very honest production.
Female Hamlet. I find that when you switch the genders on a role, not only does the performer bring a different sensibility to the lines, but the audience brings a different hearing to the lines. And I've seen this done twice in The Tempest with the role of Gonzalo, once by Titan, where Gonzalo was played by a woman, and there's a certain speech where there are lines about family that are beautiful, and they resonate when they're said by a man, but they resonate differently. There's extra resonance when you hear lines coming from an unexpected point of view. You hear them differently, you hear them freshly, and after hundreds of years, to be able to hear Hamlet fresh is a luxury.
Because Laura Frye is going to be amazing in it.
Laura Frye is awesome.
But the reason she's going to be amazing in it is because it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl playing the role. You could take somebody off the street, not that Laura is off the street, but these concepts are so universal to everybody that I think it's going to be interesting to see that it doesn't matter what the gender is of the person playing that role, because we all have the same feelings and we're all coming from that same place.
Watching Laura Frye work as Hamlet is incredible. I'm so blown away by how far she goes. And it keeps me on my toes, because she's constantly changing and shifting, and you're along for the ride with her.
Laura is a wonderful performer in that if she tries something and she doesn't think that it works, she'll try something else. The thing that she tried, though, even if she thought that it didn't work, did work. And so it's fantastic, and like, okay, that was awesome. Okay, now that was awesome too. Like, you're doing it again, but you're trying something different. And so it's always a treat to see, like, it's always interesting. It's not just a treat. It's not even that, like, surface level. She brings something different, something deep and different to the table.
Watching Laura Frye tackle any role is a treat for her fellow actors. She comes in so prepared and is so ready to drive through the script and make strong choices and to try anything. She's game for anything. So watching her play Hamlet has been just sort of this supercut of all of that. Watching her look at this role and try to master it.
It's a lot of fun because she brings this energy, but also you can see her thinking through through her process, through her procedure of embodying Hamlet.
My first thought is, my thought and Horatio's thought is my heart goes out to her. I'm just like, you can do it. Like, you got this. Like, and it's what's wonderful to see is, as men, I think we are haunted by this role. We have so many preconceptions of this role. And I think the best part about it with watching Laura is that she doesn't come in with any of those preconceived notions. I mean, perhaps on a theoretical level of, oh, if I ever got to do this, but like actually seeing her in action, seeing her deal with problems immediately, and the sort of, I don't know, seeing her deal with Hamlet's problems and those circumstances in the moment, as opposed to maybe myself or other men who've maybe been thinking about this on and off for like 35 years, is neat, because there's also something fresh about that. She comes from an entirely different set of circumstances, both as a woman, and I think there's a lot of things that she can bring to it as a woman playing a man that make it also very unique.
Watching Laura, she's not paying me to say this, but it's like a masterclass for me. I haven't been acting very long, and watching her it makes me want to be better. It makes me want to like continue this, and it just, I don't even really know how to describe it. When she gets on, she lowers her voice, and it's like magic. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like magic watching her.
Inspiring is the first word that comes. When I watch Laura work on Hamlet, the first word that comes to mind is inspiring. She's fearless, and to tackle a role of this size requires fearlessness, but it also requires a lack of self-judgment, which is something I think all actors struggle with. And because it is such a known role, I think it's really easy for actors to get in their heads about the way something should sound or something should be done. And my theory is that she's probably in some ways finding this easier to tackle than a man would. Because she's a woman, because she brings different sensibilities to it, she's going to be freer to find fresher choices or original choices than perhaps a guy with the weight of many past male performances in the background. So watching her bring her particular kind of humanity to the role and her sense of humor, because there's a lot of humor in Hamlet, that's what I think is really special about watching Laura perform Hamlet.